Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D. About to react to this vid. It's titled Oliver Tree's helicopter crash video is disturbing. This is so sad. I remember seeing him like a few years back on Bad Friends. I used to watch their podcast religiously, and I remember him being on there, and I thought he was pretty funny, and I would just randomly watch him here and there. I would see him pop up in videos that were recommended to me, and I always thought he was funny. So this is really sad. R.I.P. to him. But yeah, let's see exactly what happened with the situation. Let's watch.
Oliver Tree's final footage is heartbreaking, and what I just heard happened to this guy within the last 48 hours is honestly kind of spooky. It's very spooky. You know, they say he died in a helicopter crash and all that, but last week he just got out of a contract with a record label by the name of Atlantic, who's been trying to apparently destroy his life and his career for years now. Kind of crazy.
Imagery of falling to your death. Is there anywhere that comes from? Does that represent anything?
It only costs $30,000 to save 20 minutes in traffic.
Wow.
Worth every penny.
This situation and everything around it is truly devastating.
All right.
An American singer that is a very well-known influencer as well, and many innocent people in a tragic situation.
So guys, we just saw, I want to show you guys what they just showed on screen right now. This is what I actually saw on Twitter, this crash right here. Now, reports indicated that 2 helicopters crashed. I saw on Twitter, this is what a lot of people believe, but then I saw other information conflicting that, saying that that was from some other unrelated crash back in 2024. But Oliver Tree died in this crash, along with some Argentinian YouTuber I heard as well. And it's just crazy, man, because last week they're saying he just got out of a record label or contract agreement with Atlantic, and the timing of all this, now they're saying he was assassinated. That's what they're saying online.
Situation should probably be worth more than it is now. People will finally appreciate my stupid videos and my stupid songs. That's when people appreciate you when you're not there anymore.
So in the build up to this situation, Oliver Tree was on the South American leg of his tour. He's not long left his record label, Atlantic Records, and the tour started May 30th in Mexico City.
So yes, that's exactly what I heard. Atlantic Records. He just got out of this last week, and a week later, I mean, good God.
He performed in Argentina on June 4th.
Never listen to what people tell you, because if I listened to every person along the way who said, Oliver Tree, don't do this, Oliver Tree, don't do that, there would be no Oliver Tree, and we would not be here tonight.
That's crazy. Guys, I gotta say, I don't really believe in coincidences, and call me a conspiracy theorist. Anything is possible. This could have been a complete coincidence. You know, your record label making tens of millions of dollars. He said this. Hey, I'm gonna, you know, let me go to his Instagram page right now. And I'm not saying this guy was assassinated. This clearly was most likely a case of incompetence. The helicopter pilot getting comfortable, and people just not accounting for weather.
I just got word that my album is no longer coming out. Love You Madly, Hate You Badly is officially canceled, and I'm parting ways with Atlantic Records. Behind the scenes has been nothing short of a nightmare. I have no marketing budgets for music videos, no digital ad spend. Nobody really cares in the building, it seems like. I made a lot of money for Atlantic Records, and they don't seem to remember that.
So guys, just to clarify, this happened. This was posted on April 1st, so about 2 months ago, my bad. I only just saw this video started going viral, of course, because of this unfortunate death. But this is the video I saw yesterday, and it's just like, wow, 2 months later, in fact. Correction, massive correction. And in the comment section, someone said Atlantic Records definitely took bro off the maps, and this is 62,000 likes. I mean, good guy.
I have gotten no support. They forgot to ingest multiple songs into the system, which means the songs didn't come out. I had a Valentine's Day breakup song that didn't even get released because someone forgot to put it in. I don't really understand how that's possible. I've made them tens of millions of dollars, but they don't remember that. So, the music is owned by them. The remainder of the music will not be coming out. I will always continue to make music. Thank you for everyone who supported me. I can't wait to release more music at some point at a later time, but for now, there is nothing on the horizon. I'm so sorry, and I love you guys.
So, yeah, that was, I would say, one of the last few videos he's posted to his Instagram page within the last 2 months. And I gotta say, like, leaving a record label and then 2 months later...
I'm gonna assume April Fool's has nothing to do with it, because that's not a funny joke. Some people post things on April 1st and not even realizing that it's April Fool's because they're not thinking of that dumbass holiday, and people will think, oh no, this is a joke, oh this isn't real, you know. But I'm gonna, you know, assume that is just a coincidence that it was on April 1st.
Timing, again, crazy. Anyway, though.
And it was the early morning of June 14th. It was a Sunday morning. There's different reports on the time, but it seems that the helicopter he was in crashed into a parking lot dealership and electrical vehicle yard. 2 helicopters pilots that collided in mid-air. One carried 5 people, including Oliver Tree, and the other carried a pilot that was solo.
How did... Okay.
6 people were killed. There were no survivors. One of the helicopters...
How did 2 helicopters crash into each other? Is my question. I don't understand. There's something called radars and eyes, of which pilots use. Radars to detect weather conditions, I believe, other vehicles in the air, aircrafts, and obstacles, I believe, of which they can avoid. How are...
That is confusing as well, especially because, you know, when it comes to the bigger planes, it's harder to, I feel like, avoid collision, but with these smaller helicopters, it is confusing when they crash mid-air. If something happened like engine failure and it crashes, you know, because it falls from the sky, that's something different. I think that's what happened with Kobe. I'm not sure, don't quote me. But when 2 helicopters collide in the sky, that is very suspicious. Because I've been in helicopters a few times, which I probably won't get in another one again, honestly. I feel like these are pretty dangerous. But yeah, it's like you can see, even if the weather isn't the best, I would just assume that there are safety precautions that are implemented to avoid something like this. So it is a bit strange. I'm not saying that this doesn't ever happen where 2 helicopters collide, but it is very, very suspicious. Maybe it has more to do with like negligence or something like that. But it's like, yeah, label problems. It does make you think.
2 helicopters even getting that close in the fucking sky, in the air, to the point to where they can actually crash into each other. I don't understand that. I'm going to assume, like I talked about my buddy Campbell, I said this was just a case of incompetence. I don't think he was assassinated. I'm not really going to lean into the conspiracies and say Atlantic, you know, set this up for him to be killed. Literally, they already own his music based off of what I understand. My thing is, because this is not actually uncommon. Many aircrafts, they crash into each other unnecessarily. Like, what are we doing? Why is there such a general lack of due diligence in the skies nowadays? And Brazil is just going crazy. The other day I heard this story with this woman who went bungee jumping off some random bridge. Apparently, before they threw her off, they didn't even make sure that she was attached to the...
So I don't know what to think of this, because I saw the headline about this and then I went to go look for the information in the video, and then I saw like there was an AI version where they removed the cord or whatever it's called, the rope, and then they showed the actual version that had the rope. So I don't know. Some people are saying this is fake. In the 2 videos I saw, I was like, oh wait, one of them has no rope, and then the other one you could clearly see the rope. And that one made more sense because they didn't seem shocked that there was no rope or anything. They just like threw her off and was just like nobody was like, oh, or anything like that. So I don't really know what to believe. If you have information on this, then let me know. But yeah.
The bungee. So they just threw her off the bridge. Hail Mary, like Jesus Christ. She landed on the ground. She didn't die instantly. She actually was alive when she crashed into the ground, and she slowly died in pain. Like, what the is going on in Brazil, man?
It was in flames and crashed into the car dealership parking lot, igniting a fire that damaged and burned around 20 electric vehicles. There were debris, and one witness reported seeing flames, a passenger jumping from one aircraft before the impact.
Bro, Brazil is a safety hazard at this point.
This guy does a lot of trolling on social media. People like KSI says generally wish this is just one of his pranks.
This would be a fucking horrible prank. Who would do that?
Oh man, it is an extremely rare occurrence that 2 helicopters collide when you got...
This ain't no goddamn prank. Damn, he's slow.
Trained pilots.
Trained pilots, he says. Listen, man.
Occurrence.
Yikes.
That 2 helicopters collide when you got trained pilots.
Trained pilots, he says. Listen, man, based off of my understanding of what Brazil is going through right now, there's like lack of regulation when it comes to specific extreme activities and or sports. I mean, the top comment, I go down to the comment section, the top comment says 9 hours ago, and don't go bungee jumping in Brazil either, apparently. Another person said the scariest thing about a plane or helicopter crash is you have just enough time to realize something's wrong and what's about to come, and most likely, and that is what scares me, the time to process you're about to die. You know, I've always thought, why don't they have parachutes in helicopters? Like,
okay. This is a very unfortunate situation. RIP to him. I doubt that this would be a prank. This would be a really sick, demented fucking prank. If that's the case, I feel like he would get canceled for life. Like, nobody wants to be pranked in this way. That's weird. So KSI, fuck out of here. But yeah, this does make me second guess the extreme activities that I tend to do on vacation. I mean, I don't do anything too crazy, but I am like into into risky, you know, activities sometimes on some of my trips. So yeah, it's something I definitely need to think about. I never thought about bungee jumping specifically, but definitely like skydiving and things like that. But I probably won't, because you just never know. You know, in certain places, their regulations aren't as strict, and I don't have time to play. So yeah, if that situation with the chick with the bungee jumping is real, that's fucked up. So RIP to her as well, if it is a genuine story. Really sad story. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.